Hey guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So today is going to be a story time video. Today I'm going to tell you about the time my puppy almost died, and how we got this puppy. So to get started, I will insert a picture of him. What happened was, so let's rewind. Let's go back to how I found this puppy. So what happened was, my boyfriend was leaving to work and he was a puppy. Like, he was like this tiny, like he could fit in the palm of my hand. My boyfriend was going to work and I was at work at the time, and he sends me a Snapchat and he was like, "Go look at him." So he was in our driveway and he was like digging a hole or something, and all I saw was his butt. And I was like, "Oh, he looks so cute." I was like, "Give him water, give him something." I mean, hello, it is Arizona and we all know it is hot, like hot as a mother. So he was like, "Oh, I already left. I just left him out there." And I was like, "How dare you, like how can you do this, poor little thing," and blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, maybe it's our neighbors. Our neighbors have dogs, like have a lot of dogs. Maybe her dog like had puppies or something, I don't know. But that's honestly it. Like, I know all my neighbors. My parents have owned this house since back in '99. So I grew up in this house. I know everybody. So I felt comfortable, you know, obviously asking. So I got off of work, I went to the store, I ran some errands, I went to my mom's house, I came back. Keep in mind, my mom lives in Buckeye, which is 30 minutes away from me. And I came back in the afternoon and the puppy was still there. He was in a little ball, curled up and sleeping. And I was like, who is this? So I got him, I gave him water. I, you know, looked around and see if it was my neighbors. My neighbor was like, "No, my puppy hasn't had, my dog hasn't had any puppies." And nobody knew nothing about this dog, who it belonged to. Like, I mean, it was just a stray puppy. So I didn't get my hopes up. A week, 2 weeks, a month goes down the line. Actually, it was like 2 weeks goes down the line. I didn't hear anything, and I took him to see if he had a chip. He didn't have a chip. He didn't have no collar, nothing. So one day, my boyfriend and I are just sitting and we're like relaxing, and I think it was like Memorial Weekend or something like that. And we're just sitting there, we grabbed the puppy and I put him on my lap or something, and then he makes this noise like he's about to throw up. And he does. Grab him and I put him on the floor and he throws up again. So I'm like, "Oh babe," I'm like, "I think he has Parvo." And my boyfriend's like, "No, don't think about it that way. Like, maybe he ate something he wasn't supposed to and that's why he's throwing up." So I'm like, okay. So the puppy goes back and he goes to sleep. I'm like, "Babe, like I honestly, I think he does. Like, when I was younger, we had a dog and it died because of Parvo. Like, we didn't know anything about it. And by the time we took him to the vet, it was too late and, you know, she died." And he was like, "All right." So he had to work. He went to work. And then the puppy gets up and then he walks, and then in the hallway he takes a poop. And not to be disgusting, if your stomach is sensitive towards this, fast forward it or don't watch it. But his poop wasn't like, it wasn't diarrhea, but it wasn't normal poop. It was like a combination of both. So I picked it up or whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna keep on watching him. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, what if it is? What if it's not? So and he goes again, and then the second time he poos, but not poop. It's like a slimy liquid. And I started freaking out. He doesn't want to eat. He doesn't want to do anything. So by this time it's like 9 p.m. or it was like 8:30 or something, and a lot of the vet places around my area were closed, and I didn't know of any hospitals. So I don't know if you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys seen them, those groups where like those Facebook groups where they sell stuff, and you know, people communicate or whatnot. I posted on there like big letters or whatnot. Somebody started replying like, oh, give him this, give him that, and they had told me to try to give him Pepto for diarrhea. I tried to give him a little bit, he didn't want it. I tried to give him water, he didn't want it. So at this point I'm like freaking out. All the vet places they told me they were closed, they wouldn't open until the next day. I'm trying to think if it was like on a weekend or something that they weren't open the next day. So then I started doing like a search, and somebody had said that this pet hospital, it's like 15 minutes away from me, and that they had a dog like that and they took really good care of him and vice versa. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look it up, and if it's open, like I'm gonna zoom over there and I'm gonna like haul ass and I'm gonna get there. It's like 9:30 by the time they tell me this. I Google it, they close at 10. So I Google it and I'm like, crap, we're 15 minutes away. I'm in PJs, I'm like, oh, I'll rat shit. And I'm like, alright, I'm like, I don't care. So I like run to the room and I put on some, like I think I even put some sandals. I don't even remember. I think I even took my boyfriend's sandals. Like I just try to get there as soon as possible. I did switch my pants because I was wearing PJs. All I put was some leggings or something like that. And I zoomed to the pet hospital. And when I get there, it is like 2 minutes before they close. So I'm like trying to get the dog down. I didn't even put him in his cage. I literally grabbed the dog, put him in my car seat, and drove. Right? And they're about to close, and I'm like, wait, hold on. So then the lady was like, are you the one who called? And I'm like, yes. She's like, all right, bring him in, bring him in. So I take him in, and they're like, well, we're gonna get a cotton swab, and we're gonna like put it in his rectum to see if he does test positive for Parvo. So they usually want to see stool, but since he had poop, that liquidy jello consistency or whatever, his rectum was clean as a whistle. Those were the exact words that the vet tech used. So she was like, well, hopefully we, show something, because we usually know because of the stool. So I'm like, okay. She goes, but if we can't see anything on the results because rectum isn't dirty or it's clean or whatever, then we're still gonna treat it like it's Parvo. I'm like, that is fine, it's okay with me, like, just do what you have to do. So the puppy actually felt really weak at this point, and he was just like laying down in the little ball on the ground. He didn't want to get up. Like I would try to hold him and he would just cry. So at this point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, just take care of him. She walks in and she goes, he did test positive for Parvo. So we're gonna give him, you have two options. You can leave him in hospital treatment for like $1,000 a night. It was like 900 and something a night. I don't got $1,000 a night. She goes, but since he just started with his symptoms today and he hasn't lost much weight, you can do an in-home like treatment or whatever. So I was like, give me that. Like, how much does it cost? Like, just, let's go with that route. I don't have $1,000 per night. And she goes, yeah, it's fine, we'll just do some fluids here, give him a few shots, and you bring him in every day until he starts eating on his own. So she does that the first day, she does that the second day, and he is still a little dehydrated, he's not wanting to eat. But after the second day we took him, that night he started eating on his own. So we were really happy that he did start eating on his own. And then the next day we took him in and she asked us, and I was like, yeah, he did actually last night. As soon as we got home, he started eating. So she goes, great. She goes, so today will be his last treatment, and then if he continues to eat and drink water, you don't have to come back until 2 weeks to get him checked out and get him his vaccines. So I was like, okay. So, after the third day, he started eating, he was way better. So apparently they shed the virus for 2 weeks, and then we have to spray the backyard and the front yard with Clorox, and the house, we have to disinfect it, clean his bed or throw it out if you can and get a new one, and obviously don't have any unvaccinated dogs in that house for 3 years because that's how long the virus lives. However, after he did start eating, they did tell me to do white rice with chicken, and he was eating it, he was loving it. His stool was back to normal. He actually did very well. Good thing we did catch the symptoms right away, and he is a healthy puppy now. He is very playful. We don't know what breed he is. We don't know how old he is. We know he's probably like 3 to like 5 months old maybe. We did take him to the groomers also after his shot, or his he got better. Obviously we were not gonna take him anywhere like that, but I didn't know this, and this is for new puppy owners. They only do like a puppy groom, which is like his facial and his private area, and until he starts getting used to it, then they can do a full body groom, because they don't want to stress out the puppy and have him have any like medical issues because of that stress. So I did learn a lot of things actually by having this puppy. He's alive and he is doing great. He's playing out there right now. If not, I would grab him and show him to you guys, but if you watched my previous video, you saw him where I did the haul. You will see him there, and I will also insert some pictures. But I'm so glad that he is doing better. We did go through the whole process of obviously having this puppy be ours and whatnot, so he's in a good home. And unfortunately, till this day, we don't know whose puppy this is. Like, nobody knows anything about him. So it's somebody's loss, our gain. We kept him, and he's in a great home. We love him. My brother loves him, my little sister loves him. He's just a great addition to our family, and he stays home with me. He is very attached to me, and he's adorable. So that is the story of how my puppy almost died. Lesson learned: if I get any puppies, go get them vaccinated right away. I don't know, like, it's apparently what the virus is that it dehydrates them, and it starts destroying like the lining in their stomach or something like that. So it is a very painful virus for them, and it's not like you can give them antibiotics. It has to do its course, and from what I read online, the puppies usually die from dehydrating, so it's very important to keep them hydrated. I did give him ice cubes to lick, and that was the only way I would get any sort of water with him, or for him to drink any sort of water. So yeah, that is all, and hopefully you learned something and you got to learn a little something about our puppy. Thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't done so, watch my previous video, and don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel.